a year. I have all the receipts where I send the money.
You're testifying is that he sent money, but he sent it to your daughter. And you did not ever receive that money.
And that is correct.
And so because of that, you're asking for back child support in the amount of $10,611. Is that correct?
Yes.
$700 per month.
Yes, it's $700 per month.
And you're going to continue to pay $700 a month for their rent.
Yes, I have a contract for a year. I mean, but how am I going to pay the $700 plus the bills, plus the 371, plus the 113? The rent is $700 a month, plus the bills. That's another $250. That's $950 that I'm going to be paying.
Hold on.
A month.
Ms. Gaspar, do you agree that he's been paying those bills, the rent and the $200 in utilities?
Yes.
Or to order the child support amount to be $950.
No, I don't want the child support to be that amount. No, the amount is 371.
Yes. He provides the home for Araceli and me as well.
Now, I want y'all to fully understand, and see. Understood, stand, and see what just took place. This man is not only paying the child support, which is $371, but he's also paying the rent and the utilities at the place of which she stays. That is not that is not what he is supposed to do. Some people will sit up here and say, like, oh, well, if you as a man sat up there and created a child, you should be facilitating and making sure your child has the best. You are correct. But this is why the child realistically should be with the father. If the mother herself cannot afford her rent and her utilities, the child should be with the father. For whatever reason, I know what the reason is, but for whatever reason, the court system is always like, well, in the best interest of the child, we're going to hand the child directly over to the mother. The mother's going to be the one that's going to be able to love and care for the child. The child is going to be very nurtured, and the child is going to be, getting taken care of, right? And then they decide to just put the father directly on money duty. Even though the father lives in a nice neighborhood, he has a car that is working, he has a job of which he goes to and from every single day. It pays very nice. He has all the utilities and everything. It's a very safe environment. They will opt 99.9% of the time to give the child directly over to the mother. And then once the mother gets a hold of the child, then they're like, okay, sir, you now have to sit up there and pay child support. And the funny thing about child support is that a woman can be getting enough child support to cover everything. She can still go back and say it's not enough. She can still go back and say, we need more. Robbing that man. Now, again, you'll hear women sit up there and state, well, if guys don't want to pay child support, stop going out here and getting women pregnant, right? No problem. So what does that then say and mean for a guy who was married to a woman for 15, 25 years? He just shouldn't have slept with her? Because divorce happens. And women, 80+% of the time, initiate divorce. So are we then going to leverage that same type of logic and thinking and say that, well, if single guys shouldn't be sleeping around and, doing whatnot or whatever with women consensually, then in the same instance of two people being married for 15, 20, whatever years, consensually, you shouldn't be doing the same thing either, right? Are we really going to fly it that far? I don't think we are, because we all know where that is going to end up, right? So again, it's very nice to have a certain type of logic and to use it. It sounds very nice, but once you start to repeat it and you apply that same thing to other situations, it seems very, very stupid. Very, very stupid, right? And in the reverse, we could also say, well, women can also stop getting pregnant by guys that they don't really see themselves with. Guys who they know aren't going to be fathers. Guys who they know aren't going to be able to provide and do all of those things, right? But again, once you flip everything back in reverse. People want to start crying, having problems. They want to say that you're trying to control this and control that. You're misogynistic and all this other type of stuff, right? But yet you were able to witness and see in a video 2 women working in cahoots. One that was in the system and one that was asking for the system to do something for her. And it took for the judge to basically roll up there. It was like, hold on, ma'am, mother of the child, do you agree that the father is paying for the house that you're in along with the utilities? She said yes. So again, why were the 2 women again trying to get the child support on an upwards from $371 all the way up to $1,000? Nothing in there was stating that he was not doing what he was supposed to be doing. He's ordered to basically pay his $371. He's doing that. On top of paying that $371, he's also paying for the house or the apartment that they're in along with the utilities. And then she wants to come in there and try to get on top of all of that getting paid. Now she wants to come in there. Oh, I never received the money. I need 10 grand in back child support. For what? What you gonna do with that 10 grand, man? What you gonna do with that? Because it don't seem like the daughter is needy of anything, because the father doesn't trust you. He's completely fine with his daughter having the money. He doesn't have an issue with that. That's why he gives. This is what people need to pay attention to. The father is not giving the mother the money because he knows that she is not going to spend it properly and put it where it needs to be put. He's giving it to the daughter because she is the utmost responsible when it deals with money. Pay attention to that. Because notice how the daughter does not have problems taking the money and paying the bills as they should be put. Look at how the mother is coming back to the court saying that, oh, we never received any of this money and we need $10K in back child support. $10K for what? What are you going to, as a woman, what are you going to do with that $10K? As a woman who is getting child support, the child is completely fine and dandy. As a woman who is not paying for any of the utilities of any of the housing that she is in because the father of the child is paying for all that, what are you going to do with 10 grand? Because it really doesn't even seem like you can even manage money at all. And this is what I sit up there and try to tell people, that a lot of women out here just simply use kids as a meal ticket. A lot of people out here will always try to pinpoint the man as the problem, but a lot of women out here don't want to pinpoint the fact that a lot of women go out here and randomly get impregnated by a multitude of guys just to sit up there and get some easy money real quick. And this is what you got in front of you. You got a woman that really does not care about her child, really does not care about her daughter. The only thing that she cares about is that money at the end of the day, of which she does not have to work for at all. She only is worried and concerned about somebody else's bank account, of which she does not have control over. The court should have asked, does she even have money? Does she even have a bank account? Because she does not even seem like a stable parent if these are the actions that she is willing to take against the man who is not only, again, paying the child support order on time, continuously, but he's also paying for the utilities and your rent at the place that you stay at. Again, that is not what he is supposed to be doing. The only thing that he is supposed to do is make sure that the court order that he's supposed to do, that 371, goes directly to that child, and he does that. He does that. But like I said, you'll turn around and have women yet again. It's like, oh, well, that's great. He's doing the bare minimum. But what about him, actually being a father? What about him, actually, being there and spending time? And then they want to start bringing in their situations. Sweetheart, whatever situation you got with whatever man that you slept with, that is a personal problem. That has nothing to do with everybody else. That has nothing to do with the situation. I could also bring my own situation directly in this. I could also bring the situation of other men that I know of that are single fathers, and knowing the fact that the women that they were with abandoned their child. But I'm not going to do that because that has nothing to do with this story. So again, if you have personal problems with the guys that you selectively chose and consensually and selectively slept with, that is a personal problem, my dear. This is not a therapy session. This is to point out a problem, clear cut, that is going on in society that a lot of women do not want to talk about. Why? Because a lot of women are able to profit directly off of this. And this is why I stated before, let there be a moment in time where there are mandatory DNA tests. There's going to be a lot of women out here crying. Let them sit up there and pass laws stating that they're going to take away child support. There's going to be a lot of women out here crying. There's going to be a lot of women abandoning their children because it's no longer profitable. But like I said, a lot of people don't want to be honest about what's really going on.